a man helped us with our tickets. It was very helpful.
But we did not ask for help.
No, that's true, but he was still helpful, which was great. And then when we were leaving, we realized, oh, you know what? He might be waiting for us.
Yes.
And he was.
Today we have decided to do kind of a 1, 2, 3, bit of a classic tourist day punch.
Yeah.
So we are checking out Hagia Sophia. We are going to the Basilica Cistern.
Correct.
And we're gonna go to the Grand Bazaar today. So we're gonna see how that goes.
Yes. Lindsay looking good, as always.
I haven't quite figured out how the best way to like wrap it is, but I think this works.
I think it does. I think you might want to consider it as a more of a permanent style.
Thank you so much.
Ooh, that was close.
I know, it's like, oh no, what did I forget to do?
Tickets worked. Hagia Sophia's scale and richness is impossible to capture on video. It's one of those wonders of the world type places that simply has to be experienced.
If you're coming here to Istanbul and you're thinking, maybe I'm on the fence about whether or not I'm going to visit Hagia Sophia, don't do that. Just come here. It's absolutely amazing. The crowds might be a bit intimidating, the heat, the lines, the tickets, etc. But it's absolutely worth it. It's stunning. It's so historic and just absolutely mind-blowing. And so far the visit has been pretty easy breezy for us.
Okay, that was fantastic.
Yeah, I loved it.
Right?
I loved every minute of it.
Amazing.
Yeah. Very impressed by a few things that make the experience pretty cool. There's Wi-Fi in there, which is awesome, and it actually works pretty well. And then they have a bunch of QR codes and things posted throughout, and so if you scan those, then you're able to like learn a lot more about what you're actually seeing. So
yeah, that's a good point actually, because we got the ticket without the audio guide. And so it turns out we didn't need it because the QR codes allowed us to, using our phones, just get to the information really quickly. It was awesome. By the way, we're Michael and Lindsay, and if you're interested in living the part-time nomad lifestyle like we do, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Couldn't ask for better weather today.
yes, of course.
You might recognize the Basilica Cistern from the movies. The Da Vinci Code sequel, Inferno, filmed a scene in here, as did the classic Bond flick, From Russia with Love.
Okay, so the Basilica Cistern is another absolute win. The way they have it lit and all the little like sculptures that are kind of placed throughout with the lights from above and below, it's just absolutely stunning. Couldn't put my phone down. Like, it was so fun to take photos. And one quick tip, if you do get a ticket ahead of time, if it's from Get Your Guide, make sure that you have the PDF of the ticket, because that sort of tripped us up a little bit at the beginning of the entrance. But as soon as we had that figured out, it was smooth sailing.
Basilica was awesome.
Amazing.
But a man helped us with our tickets. It was very helpful.
But we did not ask for help.
No, that's true, but he was still helpful, which was great. And then when we were leaving, we realized, oh, you know what? He might be waiting for us.
Yes.
And he was. And so he had a carpet shop, and he really wanted us to go. We did not go, and we feel we might have started some unfriendly relations between Canada and Turkey. At least that's how it felt.
We're just not in a position to shop, and we don't need a carpet. Anyway, he was a nice man.
Very nice man.
I feel a little bad.
But we survived. And he did too. Other side? Yeah?
Oh yeah, that's amazing. There's so much flavor in this durum. So many spices, so fresh. That's a real winner.
It's spicy. Too spicy. Too spicy. Gotta put it on the fire. When I have something spicy, my diaphragm starts contracting uncontrollably. Just like massive hiccups. It's unfortunate. It means I can't have the spiciest of foods. Even if I'm enjoying it, I'm hiccuping constantly, so that's spicy. Be careful.
So our last stop is we are going to stroll through the Grand Bazaar, which is just around the corner from where we are. There's a lot of hubbub and activity over there, so it should be very interesting. We are not intending to buy anything. It's more just about the experience and checking it out. I suppose you never know. Hopefully we don't get caught by our little carpet friend in a carpet shop.
I would never discourage anybody from getting Turkish coffee. It's absolutely lovely. I love it, and everywhere we've had it, it's been great, including today. So we went to Sark Kahvesi in the Grand Bazaar, and that's maybe one place where I would think twice about having your coffee there, not because it's not good, it's great, but because it's very expensive. So I'm gonna break down our bill for you. First of all, our Turkish coffee, we had 2 of them, medium size. That was 400 Turkish lira. Then we had 2 pieces of baklava, and they were smaller pieces. That was 300 Turkish lira. So we're already at 700 Turkish lira. And then we had some water. That was 196, so 200 Turkish lira for water. And then a service charge of 135 Turkish lira. That's quite a bit actually, just for, sitting for 8 minutes, 10 minutes, or however long we were in there. Grand total 1,031 Turkish lira. That's over $40 for a couple of coffees, a little bit of water, and some baklava. So maybe don't go and have your meal or your coffee inside the Grand Bazaar. Try to have it outside somewhere, but still a great experience. We had fun. The part of the Grand Bazaar that most fascinated us was the antique market. Tons of vintage and collectible items from every era can be gawked at, and it was relatively quiet. Okay, one of the things we were talking about is whether or not the Grand Bazaar is a good experience if you're not shopping. If you're not into shopping, or if you don't need anything, is it a good place to go?
And the answer to that, I would say, is yes. The fact that there's no entrance fee or anything to get in. I mean,
Yeah.
you can just wander in there. So basically, unless you're going to shop or sit down and eat, it's a free experience.
Yes.
There's a lot to see in there. It's kind of fun to just poke around. So yeah, I mean, I'd say it's definitely fun, and it's definitely something to do even if you're not planning on shopping. But it is a little bit cray-cray.
I think the argument for it is to say it's a good cultural experience.
Yes.
But how is it enriching if you're not actually shopping? If you're not actually looking for something, what are you getting out of it? I guess the history, right?
Yeah, the history of being there and sort of being in a building that's really, really old and was
Yeah.
sort of like a center of commerce and where people would go to buy things and haggle with each other historically is very, very cool.
Yeah.
And I think it's like got a lot of meaning to the city and the country, so it's kind of awesome to be in there and taking that all in. And if you are looking for something, then you get to dive into haggling and
Yes.
you know, searching and looking around and going to all the different places, so that's pretty cool too.
So beautiful down here.
Oh my god.
Busy, but that's our boat.
So I think the day that we had today was absolutely perfect. The 3 activities that we opted to do were all very close together. And they didn't take too long either. So it was like the perfect amount of time. We were able to do them all quickly. Each of them was different enough that you felt like it was like a completely new experience. It was easy to get in by buying tickets in advance. Lots of food options. I would 100% recommend that. It's like a great touristy kind of day. And doing them all together means you have lots of other days where you can like just explore and relax and not worry about getting into the sort of busier tourist area. So I think we picked a winner of an itinerary today.